Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another swatch and review of Maniology's Mani by Me box. We're just going to take a quick break from the reviews of Glisten and Glow's holiday advent box to review this box. It's actually been sitting in my stamp room now for a week and a half, so I'm just now getting around to doing it. This one is January or December 2020's box. It is Cosmic Beauty themed. It's got lots of zodiac, stars, all sorts of stuff. If you're looking for one where I'm gushing over it and saying how much I love it, you're probably not going to find that here. It's an okay box, but it's definitely not my favorite. It's not my least favorite either, but it's definitely not my favorite. The first thing that came in here was this powder. It's called Sunshine. It's actually quite pretty. I do like the powder. Every box that you get has a stamping guide, has 2 plates. The plates are exclusive, and then it comes with an extra item and 2 early release polishes. So this one here is Maniology's MXM 046 or 045, and it has lots of, again, they're both zodiac type things. This one is the 046. Very zodiac, lots of galaxy, intergalactic type images. There are 2 polishes that come with this. This first one is Sticky Black. It's kind of like the straight up black, only it's supposed to stay tackier for longer. This other one is Retrograde. I thought the color of Retrograde was super pretty, but it is extremely, extremely thin. When I put this on my nails, it took several coats to build up this color. It is so thin. But here is one, and I'm being generous with these coats, as you can see on the swatch stick. And that's just one coat. It took a while to build up these coats. I'm going to go ahead and swatch while that one dried. So I'm going to go ahead and swatch using, as always, the BMXL 325 plate. You can see how thin this polish is. But that being said, it does stamp beautifully over the black and white in certain lights. So if you turn it in certain lights, you can see how it shimmers there. I would say this is really more of an effect topper. They say that it's a duochrome stamping polish, but I would say it's definitely more of an effect topper. Here is coat 2. You can see when I put it over my hand, it does look a little different than it does over the white. So again, it's definitely more of an effect topper, and just changes based on what you put it over. I definitely don't know if I would do it by itself. But when I do it in the manicure here that you're about to see, it's actually 4 coats in order to get this coverage, which you can still see my nails under it a little bit. So not super impressed with this one. But I'm actually going to try from the card, where it has the tutorial. It actually tells you what to do and how to make this. So I'm going to try it, and I'm showing you my process here. I try a few different techniques to try to get this to work, and I ended up having to kind of come up with my own. But here I go ahead and stamp using the Sticky Black, which again, it's supposed to stay tacky for longer. Use the Sticky Black on this galaxy image that they used in the card, and go ahead and pick that up. Now, what I do on this first one is I go ahead and stamp it, and then I actually use my tape because it says it's supposed to stay tacky for longer. So I use my tape to go ahead and remove some of the excess of the image. And then from here, I go ahead and try to do the powder. So it tells you on the powder to put it onto your stamper, and then from there, go ahead and stamp it onto your finger. When I tried to do this here, you'll see in a second, it does not stick to the image at all. The polish has already dried, even though it's supposed to stay sticky for longer. And this literally was like less than a minute of doing this, but it doesn't stick very well. You'll see here, I'm going to go ahead and brush away the excess powder. It sticks in parts of it, not in other parts of it, so it's definitely was a little disappointing. So I'm going to go ahead and remove that and then do a second coat or another coat on that finger. While that one's drying, I am going to go ahead and try this again on the middle finger. This time I'm going to go ahead and use the sticky black, scrape, and then immediately stamp it on. And then I'm actually from there going to immediately so this is doing it exactly the way that it tells you to on the card. Now I'm going to go ahead and put the powder immediately onto the stamper and then try it that way. Again, it doesn't work as well. It sticks in some parts, not in other parts. I would say it doesn't do any better than it did on the other finger. So from here, I'm going to go ahead and remove it again and do another coat again. So I went ahead and put the Mani mask around the middle fingernail, and I'm actually going to paint the sticky black over it. And then I'm actually going to do an entire nail with the Sunshine powder and see if I can get it to stick to the entire nail. And maybe it's just that it's the image in thinner coats. And it definitely works better. You'll see here in a second when I go to pull it away, it actually leaves off a spot. So I am able to go ahead and re-stamp it and line it up to get it back on there. So it does work better. It tells you to use the sponge applicator to get it shined up. I've never found that to work though. I've always used my finger, and it definitely works better to shine it up using the finger. So that's what I do here on this one, and then I just simply remove the Mani mask. And now we're going to try the third try on this finger to try to get the Sunshine powder to stick to the sticky black using a stamped image. What I'm actually doing is, rather than waiting until I do the stamped image to rub the powder onto the stamper, I'm going to start out rubbing the powder onto the stamper immediately and see if that works any better. And then here I'm applying the matte top coat that it tells you to apply in the instruction card. And we're going to go ahead and wait for that to dry. That's now dry through the magic of television. I'm doing a top coat of the just regular top coat onto that gold, just to kind of brush that up a little bit, get it a little shinier. And then now that the matte top coat is dry, I'm going to go ahead and stamp the image using the sticky black. Again, I'm using that same galaxy image that they use in the Intergalactic Manicure tutorial card that comes with the box. Going to go ahead and stamp that on there, and since I already have the stamper done with the gold, I'm going to go ahead and immediately stamp it on. It does stick better, but there's still spots when I brush away the powder here. There are still spots where it doesn't stick completely. So overall, not too thrilled with this box. I mean, it's okay, but it's definitely not my favorite. Usually if I try to use the tape right away to remove the excess polish, it comes up right away. This one to take some cleaning up. So once I was able to finally get it cleaned up, I polished that middle finger a little bit more. Overall, it's okay. I'm not really thrilled with this box completely. It's definitely not my favorite that they've done. I'm going to go ahead and try to amp it up a little bit here using Dearest Aurora and some of these star and constellation images, just to kind of give it a little extra something something. And I think it definitely helped, but it's still not my favorite. I don't know. It's just not my style of a box, I guess. The images aren't really my style. I was wanting to love it, and I just don't. But, you know, again, I told you guys in the beginning, if you've been watching my channel for a while, I try to be honest. if I like something or not. And this one isn't my favorite box, but I'm sure the next one will be better. But there you have it. Until next time, don't forget to subscribe.